What's up, gamers? How the heck are you? Welcome to another Grounded video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about some of my favorite weapons that I use throughout Grounded in the different stages. Alright, so this isn't just the top weapons. This is all the way down to tier 1, starting the game, and as we move forward through each stage of the game, I'll talk about some of my favorite weapons. Now, these may not necessarily be the best weapons in the game. Don't get me wrong, some of them are the best weapons in the game, but these are just some of my favorites, and even as I play through now, even though there's been plenty of changes to the game, I still kind of favor these weapons when I'm playing through, just because I like them and I like how they play, and that's how I like to play. So without further ado, we're going to get to this, but I want to preface this video, as I do all my videos for the most part, play how you want to play. Do not let me or anybody else on YouTube dictate how you play this game. Just because I may not use a weapon or I may not like a weapon and you love it, if you love how it plays and it does all the damage you want it to do, it plays how you want to play, you play that weapon. That's all this is about. That's all any gaming is about. Game how you want to game, play how you want to play, and don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. I'm just going to talk about some of my favorites. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so this is like an overview of the melee style weapons I go through each time I play this game. I kind of stick to the same stuff. Sometimes I'll try out new stuff, sometimes I won't. I always try out builds and things like that, obviously for videos and different ways like that, but I love these weapons and I use them pretty consistently through most of my playthroughs. I just like them and I don't deviate a lot from that. Like I said, I deviate for videos and I deviate for fun builds and things like that. But then, like I said, if you guys listen to any one of my armor videos, any one of my weapon videos, any build videos, I say, this isn't how I play. I put on the armor that I like, the way I like that it looks, not even necessarily like I like the overall usefulness of it, but I like the way that it looks, and I use the weapons for the ones that I like to play with. So, out of the ones that the game basically makes you craft, I use the Pebble Spear most of all, just because I like the reach it has on it. I like the speed, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna move away from this pretty quickly, but I do like to start out using this majority of the time. I'm gonna move pretty much right into the Red Ant Club. Now there is a rotten version of this, but I don't really like the rotten weapons that much, and I don't go for the rotten daggers and things like that. I've done plenty of dagger builds, but I don't play daggers. I just don't like them. I like bashing things and I like smacking things around with big heavy clubs. Heavy clubs and two-handed weapons are some of my favorite. You'll kind of guess that off this list. And this is one of my favorite weapons to use. I use this for a good portion of the game. It hits pretty heavy, and I'll take out a few labs with this in hand and do all right, to be perfectly honest with you. Don't get me wrong, there are other probably easier ways other weapons you can use to make the labs a little easier, but I like this one. Probably won't level this one up too far, but I'll probably put some levels into it, get a little bit more damage on it, but I'll use this for most of early game. Truth is, I'll run this for a while just because I love the way it looks. I love the weapon itself. I'll probably take this in probably the battle to get this. I'll take this bad boy into that fight to get this. I'll also usually use the antlion for most of after you kill a few antlions, and I usually use a cheeky way to kill antlions by shooting with arrows at high positions. And I'll get a few antlion pieces, and then I'll make this thing, and then I'll probably do either the red ant or the ant hill or the black ant hill with that weapon mostly, but then I'll probably move up into the barbecue area, and then this is right there next to that area, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we kind of get into a point where a lot of these are going to start blending together, because if I'm at this point, especially, and I'll probably have this, and then I could have gone in and gotten this already, but I love this weapon. I love how it looks. I love the animations with the smoke that comes off it when you slash it. I love that it cooks things. You know, it's a great weapon. It's so fun to use, and this probably sits in one of my slots in my hotbar all the time. This along with the Club of the Mother Demon. The reason the Club of the Mother Demon is here at the end is because I take this weapon all the way to the end of this game. No ifs, ands, buts about it. This weapon will be in my hands for the final fights of this game. I love it. I think it's the hardest hitting weapon in the game. It is, don't get me wrong, like I've said, and you guys have seen me make videos, there are builds that you can have in this game that are better than this weapon. It's just a fact. I've shown the videos. But I love this weapon. It smacks people around, does really good. I took this into the Smector fight. I did the final big fight with this. I did a lot of cool things with this weapon. I've killed a lot of, I'm pretty sure the first time I legitimately killed the Black Widow was with a Club of the Mother Demon, and the Mantis was with the Club of the Mother Demon. If I remember correctly, both of them, my legitimate kills, I've obviously had cheesy kills, but the legitimate kills was with the Club of the Mother Demon. It just hits really hard. It can be upgraded into anything. It also, if you couple it with the Mask of the Mother Demon, you get you get the full effect with it because it does a poison damage. So it's just, and you get poison. It's just so much good comes out of this weapon. It is so good, so good. And I love it so much. Oh, if you get the Apex Predator mutation, it's all around amazing. You're probably wondering why I have the Tiger Mosquito Rapier up here. If I'm gonna go right to the Club of the Mother Demon, because I use this one late game so situational, but often. It kind of stayed on my hotbar for a while because I like the shield. Because you can carry a shield with it. It's one-handed. It's really fast, but it also has a good amount of lifesteal. And using this with some of the lifesteal perks you can get in this game is really nice. Some of the health boosts, and it just seemed like it ate away. I think I made a fresh one and a spicy one, but it ate away at the ladybird larva to me, and even the fire ants. It did so well that I couldn't put it down. I was like, man, this thing is kind of nice. Not to mention, if you do take a little bit of damage, you're getting a little bit of health back. It's not a ton, but it's still a nice little trick to have. These are some of my favorite weapons. Now, you're probably wondering, you talk about bows a lot. Epic, you talk about bows a lot. Why don't you have any bows on this list? Well, I have them right here. And the reason is because this just isn't rocket science. You're going to start the game with a sprig bow. This is going to be the first bow you make. You're going to use it like any other bow. Arrows are the biggest thing with bows because they're the ones, or they have a lot of damage coming off the arrows, especially elemental ones, depending on how you're using them. But nonetheless, you will upgrade because you're going to realize you can make an insect bow, and you're going to be like, oh, that hits harder, a little bit harder. Why not make that bow? Yes, do that, right? And then you're going to be like, oh, well, do I want to go to the crossbows? And if you're going to make the crow crossbow, you might as well make the Blackhawk crossbow because it hits harder. Do I wish they had a tier 3 standard bow? Of course I do. That would be so amazing. I wish there was another option. If it hit a little less, did a little less damage than the Blackhawk's crossbow, probably the same amount of damage maybe as the crow crossbow, but it had the fire rate was better. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of equaled out, but it had that quick fire rate because I love the fact that this fires so fast, but the damage just isn't the same when I can couple it with this. Now, there are plenty of people who take the insect bow all the way to the end, mainly because I love how this thing looks. This thing looks amazing. Kind of gives me like an old, people are not going to remember this, but there is the Nightingale bow in Skyrim was blacked out, and they weren't poking out. I think they came over your hands a little bit. I loved that bow. But this bow is so fun. It looks super cool. I don't love these bows, but I ended up using them so much that I stuck with it. I think the damage in them was just so nice because if you use because I wore antlion armor so much because I loved the way it looked, but it increased the fire rate of these, of all bows, but increased the fire rate. And I thought they did plenty of damage. I was never mad at them for using them. I was never mad. So I used them because I liked them. And then I love the way this one looks. So I do wish there was a tier 3. Maybe someday they'll give bows a little more love. Don't get me wrong, they've done okay recently, but they still could do a little better in my opinion. Alright guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said guys, this is an opinion video. Use what you want to use, do what you want to do. That's how gaming works. That's why gaming's created, so that you can live out the fantasy you want to live out inside of each one of these games. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I really do try my best to make these videos as fun as possible and as interesting as possible for you guys to sit back and watch and enjoy, and maybe take away a little bit of knowledge from it, or a little bit of enjoyment of seeing me stumble over words and stuff like that, because I'm sure that's fun for everybody. It's great. It's really fun for me editing. It really, really is. So thank you guys so much once again, as always. I mean, I'm at 2,000 subscribers, or over 2,000 subscribers now. That is absolutely incredible. We finished out the year that way. 2023 coming in strong. I want to reach 10,000 by the end of the year. That's my goal. I'm setting that for myself. I think 10,000 by the end of the year is achievable. I think it's going to be amazing. I'm super excited for it. There's a ton of amazing games coming out, a lot of open world games, and that is one of my bread and butters. I love open world games, and I cannot wait to start applying them to this channel. Just hadn't had one that popped up hadn't had any that popped up recently for me that I felt that getting on and posting to the channel was really beneficial right now. But I cannot wait for some that are coming out. I think they're going to be super amazing. Also, there are a ton of crafting and survival style games coming out that I cannot wait to try out. I think they're going to be super fun. So if you guys are down for that and you want that kind of content, please come and join the channel. Come and join the family. Have a good time. Enjoy the videos. I'd love to have you. Anyway, guys, as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.